G2 Crowd is like Yelp for business software. It's where companies go when they're going to buy some software and they can find out what's good about it, what works, what doesn't work. And joining me now is the founder, Godard Abel. So what inspired you to come up with this company?
So we had another startup before called Big Machines, and we were a provider of sales configuration software. So we sold software to a lot of businesses. We're a leading partner for Salesforce.com and Oracle, and spent about 11 years building that company from 0 to 50 million revenue, and we wound up with over 300 business customers around the world. And what we saw was our business customers, and they could be big companies like GE or Symantec, or they could be smaller companies like ShoreTel, a VoIP company, but they all struggled to figure out, hey, what software should I buy? You know, the one source of advice available today that claims to be neutral are analysts like Gartner or Forrester. But I think we also dealt with them, which made us very skeptical, because as a vendor, you know, at the end we were paying companies like Gartner $70,000 a year, and ostensibly it was just to access their research. But really what we wanted to do, we didn't really care about their research, because to be honest, we didn't think their analysts knew that much about our space, but we wanted to get time with them, we wanted to take them to dinner, so that ultimately they would hear our story and maybe rate us higher. And so, you know, after we sold Big Machines, we wound up selling it to a couple of private equity firms. It was a pretty good exit, but then we were kind of sitting around, hey, what do we do next? And this kind of just was nagging on us that, hey, there's just got to be a better way to help business buyers. So rather than spending months doing their own Google research, going to the analysts, doing hundreds of demo meetings, just get them to a website, get them to narrow it down to 2 or 3 based on real peer advice so they can see what's good and what's bad about products. And that was really the vision for starting G2 Crowd, to make business software buying just like consumer shopping.
So give me an example of a software that someone could find on your site and what the response would be.
Sure, so we just had a user, actually he came to us and sent us an email saying, wow, I love your site. And what his company was looking for was expense management software. And there's a big vendor out there that his CFO wanted him to look at, and, but he wasn't aware of there's this great new company out there called Expensify, and which also does expense reporting, which has been growing virally kind of like crazy, but a lot of people haven't heard of it. And then when he took this to his CFO said, wow, yes, Concur is a very solid company, but looks like users actually love Expensify a lot more, and wow, I hadn't even heard of them, and look how fast they're growing, and look at how the users are raving about them. So all of a sudden, this project manager who had to find an expense management system, he looked right to his CFO, because he actually was able to find a better answer that cost his company less money, and was able to find a more innovative software product that they could implement very quickly. And so we're getting a lot of that feedback that buyers are saying, hey, you're making me look better, so when I go to the CFO, the CEO with a recommendation of software to buy, I have a lot of confidence and I look really good, and my company does better.
All right, well there you go. If you've got an opinion on your business software, you got to go to G2 Crowd and let everyone know what's good and what's bad about it. That's Godard Abel from G2 Crowd, and I'm Deborah Borchardt reporting from TechCrunch in San Francisco for TheStreet.